Welcome to Heart of a Shepherd. We are beginning a new study in the book of Exodus. This is merely a brief introduction and somewhat of an invitation to continue with me in this 2-year long chronological study of the Scriptures. Well, when you open your Bible to the second book of the Pentateuch, now the Pentateuch being the name of the first 5 books of the Bible attributed to Moses, Genesis being the first, Exodus now being the second. When you open the Bible and you consider the book of Exodus, you might ask, why? Why should I be interested in events that occurred 3,500 years ago? Now, the date of the Exodus is generally set around 1500 BC. Now, the Apostle Paul addressed that question, why? Why study the book of Exodus? Why consider events that happened 3,500 years ago? Well, Paul addressed that question in his first letter to believers in Corinth, when he wrote, and I quote, "Brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, that being the Red Sea. These things were our examples, or our pattern, something even to be avoided, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they," the people that passed under the cloud, the people that passed through the sea, "as they also lusted." Of course, what we're reading about in 1 Corinthians 10 would be the 12 tribes of Israel and their flight from Egypt through the Red Sea, out the other side after Mount Sinai, their refusal to trust the Lord and to cross over into the promised land. So as a result of that, they returned back and spent the next 40 years in the wilderness. And so the question that Paul proposed and answered was, why should we be considering something that happened so many years ago? And the answer is because we have a warning, we have an example, we have a model of what not to do, not to lust after evil things as they also lusted. Remember, the children of Israel wanted to turn back to Egypt. Well, you may not initially grasp the significance of Israel's trials in Egypt or even its troubles during its sojourn in the wilderness. And still, the experiences of the 12 tribes of Israel provide an excellent study of the importance of faith and trusting God. We understand that Israel's failures as a nation and as a people invited God's judgment. And so their experiences serve as a warning for all believers, all who follow the Lord. And so as I introduce the book of Exodus, I do invite you to ponder and remember it is more than a history book. It allows believers to consider God's character in his dealings with Israel. And so we're reminded that the Lord is loving, he's long-suffering, holy, just, gracious, and faithful, and he deals with us the same way. You see, our God has not changed. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so let us take a page out of Exodus, learn from the past, that we might not repeat their failures. And so with that, let the journey begin. The next video devotional that will follow this will consider Exodus chapter 1 and chapter 2. Thank you for being a part of the Heart of a Shepherd, and God bless. Bye-bye.